top story right now comes into us from Karnataka. Mysuru police over the weekend registered a case. This is under the POCSO Act against the Sri Shivamurthy Murugha Sharanaru of the Chitradurga Mutt. He is a particularly influential political leader in the region. Now, the case was lodged against him for allegedly sexually abusing two minor girls who were lodged at one of the hostels run by the Mutt. The Chitradurga police have begun an investigation. The victim girls were taken for medical tests on Sunday. Statements were recorded before the Child Welfare Committee. All of this has taken place over the weekend. The FIR alleges that the pontiff and four others allegedly sexually abused two of the girls. In his defense, the seer called the case a big conspiracy against him. He also said the truth will be revealed soon. We've also had reactions coming in from the chief minister because remember, this seer is part of a politically influential community. The chief minister has said that the police has been given full freedom to investigate the case and that the truth will be out soon. Quickly, we'll take you to what the chief minister had to say. Then I'll connect with a colleague for more.
Nodri. ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಕೇಸು ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿರುವಾಗ ಪಾಸ್ಕೋ ಕೇಸು ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಿಡ್ನ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕೇಸು ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಎರಡು ಕೇಸುಗಳನ್ನು ಪೊಲೀಸರು ದಾಖಲೆ ಮಾಡಿ ತನಿಖೆ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾತನಾಡೋದಾಗಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗಲಿ
My colleague Ritu with us to bring us a lot more context on this story. Ritu, you're joining us right now, right at the top of our show. For our audiences, two key questions. For those who are tuning in from across the country, could you explain to us what the allegations are that have come in over the weekend? Exactly what are the young girls saying happened with them, and how is the hostel also involved in this? That's question one. And question two, for audiences that are tuning in from across the country, could you explain to us the significance of this seer and the Lingayat community in Karnataka?
Yes. So you say this whole incident came into the light after two high school girls who were at the Mutt hostel, in fact, alleged that they were been sexually assaulted by the seer at the Murugha Mutt, and then later point there are also other four who are accused in this case, are named as in the Rashmi, Basavarajan and the other one of the authority from the Mutt itself. So you see there the later point the warder, in fact, of the hostel named Rashmi also has filed an FIR against the administrator Basavarajan, who seems to be a political leader too. She has also alleged that she too has been sexually abused by this administrator named Basavarajan. So now what exactly happens is that the two girls in fact reach out to the reaches out to the NGO in the Mysuru and explains their condition, what exactly happened and how they were been sexually abused by this year for almost around 2.5 years as been said. So then later point a child development officials takes this whole incident very seriously and registers an FIR in the Mysuru. And on Saturday is when the whole the case was being transferred to Chitradurga, because the Mutt is actually in the Chitradurga, the very much a big powerful Mutt that we are talking about, which belongs to the Lingayat community, is in the Chitradurga, and there the investigation process has started. And on Sunday, that's yesterday, so the girls were being taken to the CWC, and the police in fact recorded the statement in the presence of CWC. The statement recording went on for almost 5 hours in the later point of the day. You see the medical test was being conducted for a long hour, and there the people reached out at the hospital premises, and they also told the girls that they support them at any cost. They don't have to fear anything or for anyone. They can be open about what they have gone through, the kind of trauma. So that's the whole timeline that we're talking about. But if we speak about the Mutt, so this is a powerful Mutt which also has a political influence that we have seen in the Karnataka ahead of any elections that we have seen. The political leaders have always often seen visiting the Mutt and speaking to the seer as well. So the last time that we saw how Rahul Gandhi, when he visited Karnataka, he too met the seers there. We also saw the picture with all the seers that went on, and so he also spoke to the seer about the Lingayat community and his interest to know more about the Lingayat community. So yes, as we speak about this particular community, this particular community contributes almost 17% of the vote here in the Karnataka during the election. So this plays a very much a big role. That's the reason you also see one side the investigation is on, and the other side the political reactions that we're getting to see is also been in very much in a way blurred, that the leaders are saying that the investigation is on and thus it's too early to speak what exactly has happened there, because the investigation as taking place, it would be too early for them also to speak about this whole incident. So that's the timeline, and the other side, the importance of this, or the key role that this mud plays here in the Karnataka.
Okay, Ritu, thank you so much for bringing us those details. I also believe we have Harish with us right now to bring us more details on the entire story. We'll go over to Harish in just a second. But Ritu, I want to understand from you, right before we go over to Harish, we spoke a little while earlier to a Congress leader from Karnataka, and we were speaking to him on this entire story. He said on the show that he believed that these charges would be cleared. Have you had similar statements come from political leaders over the weekend also?
Right now, the only lines that we're getting to hear from the leader is that the investigation is on, and it is all to the police to take up this whole case and investigate, and they are the ones who can tell what exactly had happened in this whole incident. So that's the kind of a reaction that we are getting from the political leaders. But now exactly as the statements are being recorded, now once these girls are being presented in front of the magistrate, and the same kind of a statements that if that has been reiterated also in front of the judge, the later point, the further steps will be taken from the police. But we will have to wait for the police to in fact put out an official statement as well in this whole incident. Till then, I think for the politicians to speak on this will become a bit of an dizzy, but we'll have to wait and see to what they have to react then.
One last question for you. What information do we have on the girls, in the sense that do we know if they've received police protection till now?
Yes, so girls, as said, they are all in Chitradurga. They've been taken from the Bengaluru at almost in the midnight. That's on Sunday, and they are in the Chitradurga. The sufficient protection has been given to them. So the child protection officials are also with these girls, and regular support is being provided. The statement recording is happening, and there you see the medical test too was being conducted with all that sufficient protection. So yes, the police also is investigating, and on the other side, you also see the presence of the police at the premises of this Mutt. They are also trying to reach out to the authorities at the Mutt and trying to speak to them.
Okay. And Ritu, before we let you go, just for our audiences, especially those of us who aren't from Karnataka, if you could just highlight for us, we have talked right now about the Lingayat community. You've said that they are responsible for 17% of the votes in Karnataka. Are there political sides that this community usually takes?
See, if we look back at the history, we have seen how the votes have also swinged into the other parties. So basically Lingayat communities previously before 1990s, as we speak, was seen majorly voting for the Congress party. But after you see the Virendra Patil, who was then the CM in 1990, and when Rajiv Gandhi had visited the Karnataka, he in fact sacked the CM Virendra Patil without any clarification. Right after that, this vote has in fact switched from Congress party to BJP party, and till date you see the Congress party is still suffering and is trying to get back those trust votes from the Lingayat community. We have also seen back during the election time to how former CM Shivamurthy as well instructed their the leaders to put Basavanna's picture at their office when he was in the power. So that's the kind of the importance that the Lingayat community is playing in the Karnataka, and we have also seen with the vote wise there has been a swing votes as well. So we exactly can't say out anything in specifically, but as we read the history, this is how it has been. But of course, the Congress party leaders also, we have seen how they are also visited the Lingayat Seers Trimen again, whether it's about the Rahul Gandhi that we're talking about, or for that matter, the former CM Shivamurthy as well in the Kodagu there. So this is something that the regular presence has been noticed from of these leaders at the Mutts, because that Mutts play a very major role here in the Karnataka. Previously too, we also spoke how the Lingayat Seers have also their words to play a major role in the Karnataka ahead of the elections. So anyone taking Jaibat, the leaders had to go through a lot of a repercussion in the Karnataka. But amid all this, this is another incident that we're getting to see from the Karnataka, which is seen as a very big incident.
Okay.